welcome to the Miss Fan Culture channel. This is going to be a brand new thing that I'm doing. Hopefully I do it well. I just have always wanted to do some sort of pop culture commentary channel, and I figure what better place to start than the iconic cartoon Daria. Now, I know what you're thinking. Got a lot of nerve talking to me like that, Griswold. I mean, who do I think I am to rank such an iconic show? Well, here's a little bit about me in a nutshell. I have a Bachelor's of Science in Journalism, which is about the oddest combination of education I have ever come across in my college career. But during my college studies, I took a senior level course during my freshman year called The Simpsons as Satirical Authors. It was a doozy. It wasn't just sitting there watching The Simpsons. We had to do incredibly complex things, and we did readings such as Judith Butler, which good luck reading that and understanding it. And I also had to write multiple multiple papers. We had to explore the concept of cartoons being a reflection of the current environment socially, politically, and economically. I've also been to multiple pop culture conventions, including the prestigious San Diego Comic-Con, and I'm just overall a super nerdy person. I even dressed up as Daria in college for Halloween. Looky here! Just a word before I begin ranking every single episode of Daria, which I understand is a very risky first video to do in doing such a venture. I know that the writers, the animators, the voice actors, the distribution company, and the production company, everybody who had some sort of skin in the game for this series did a phenomenal job. I am not trying to be edgy. I tried to avoid ranking as many items as possible below the grade C, and I only did this for 5 out of 65 episodes. That speaks to the quality of this show, and I truly mean no offense by my rankings. This is just for fun. It's purely my opinion, and I would love to know in the comments what your favorite or least favorite Daria episodes are. I think something I would also love to say before we begin is my estimation as to why Daria has stood the test of time, despite being off the air for more than 20 years. Oh my god, I just felt myself age saying that. Something that is very morbid to mention, but there's a couple of events that happened very close within each other that I think really stands out as to why people love Daria so much. The Columbine shootings happened in April of 1999 when season 3 was still airing. And very close, Is It College Yet premiered after 9/11. The show saw 2 crucial tragic timestamps in the history of millennials. And even younger generations that came after that, I feel connect to this show because of further crises events that have happened in such a short span of time. Due to the rapid growth of media and how much more of the world we are able to consume, it can magnify any tragedy, which is why Daria is such a palate cleanser. Even when characters are snipey to each other in this show, no one is doing anything truly horrific to the other in terms of bullying. It's just kids going through the angst of upper middle class suburban life. There is something calming and nostalgic about it. It symbolizes growing up in a pre-9/11 world where you could go and rent a video, and where interacting online with others was more of a chore than an easily accessible aggravation like it is today. You really had to be face to face with the other person, and there was something really charming about that time period. Anyway, without further ado, let's get to the rankings, shall we? I also wanted to kind of stick in here a slide that has recommendations to other really awesome creators in the cartoon commentary space. They have covered Daria videos before, and there is also a channel here that has really, really intense character observations for the show Daria, and I mean, there's a ton of background characters in there that they do evaluations on, but it is primarily a Spanish-speaking channel, so I wanted to make sure I did my research before I started going down this Daria rabbit hole to make sure I wasn't stepping on anyone's toes. So please go check out all of their videos, and without further procrastination, let's go. Okay, dear viewers, it is time, finally, to rank these Daria episodes. The original Daria series aired from the late 1990s to the early aughts, or 2000s if you will. Now, I appreciate everyone's patience as I figure out my recording situation, so sorry if you hear some weird noises in the background. Got a rinky-dink setup here, but everybody's got to start somewhere. But if you must point and laugh, all I ask is that you leave a comment, that you hit like, that you share it with your friends to have a good laugh at my expense, or if you thoroughly enjoyed it. And feel free to subscribe, because I will be doing more Daria videos soon. Now let's get to this, shall we? Alright, here we go. Pulling up my list here. Let's start off with the original. We have Season 1, Episode 1, Esteemers. Now, it's good, you know? It was a good start to the series. Everybody likes Esteemers. It's a good character setup, so to speak. I mean, obviously, it's the premiere of a series. A lot of people knew that this was loosely a spin-off of Beavis and Butthead because Daria, or Diarrhea, was a character in Beavis and Butthead, and they even do some world building in this first episode to establish that she was originally from that town, so it's pretty meta. So I'll give Esteemers a solid B. All right. We're already getting really controversial here, aren't we? People are already like, unsubscribe, how dare you? All right, what do we got now? The next episode that we have is The Invitation. And this is good as well. We're starting to become more familiar with some of the characters in Daria's world. We're beginning to understand more about her relationship with her sister and with her parents, and we're starting to see that friendship with Jane blossom. So, I guess I have to give it a B, right? Because we are building that universe, the Daria universe. All right, next we have College Board. Pretty decent. I can appreciate it for what it is. Obviously, in high school, a lot of amplification is put on the fact that you need to figure out what you want to do with your life, what college you want to go to, how to get funding to go to college. So it brings up a lot of feelings when you were a high school kid who was college bound or was pressured to be college bound. I can appreciate how they further developed Daria's character here, but it's not that exciting to me. I don't know if this is really a hot take, but I went back and literally rewatched this series, and it's not really one that I crave to rewatch again, so I'm going to rate that one a C. Okay, what do we got? Next one is Cafe Disaffecto. Oh boy, I really, really like this episode a lot. There's some great character work here. It's hilarious. Gosh, I love this episode. I love the interaction between teachers and students, fellow students. Gosh, yeah, you know what? Going in A. There we go. What do we got next? No, we have Mauled, Season 1, Episode 5, Mauled. This is always a fan favorite. I certainly enjoy it a lot. Is it really one of my favorites, though? I mean, not really, but it is great quality. I love just all the craziness that's happening in this episode. I'm going to go into a further character evaluation, but how a teacher was able to talk, an authority figure, probably Miss Lee, into getting an entire class of kids out of school for an entire day to go to a giant mall 100 miles away, that's just wild. So I gotta put Mauled in the B category. I know people will probably get mad at that, but, Let's see, the next episode is This Year's Model. And going back and watching this episode, oh my god, so creepy. Oh, it makes me so uncomfortable. I forgot about some of the things in this episode, and wowie, made me uncomfortable. So I think because of all the sketchy stuff that's happening in this episode, even though Daria does save it from how she kind of pwns Miss Lee, I'm sorry, but I gotta stick that in C, because there's some really creepy things happening in regards to grown adults and minors, so I don't know about that. Okay, what do we got next? We have The Lab Rat, Season 1, Episode 7. There's just a lot of manipulative behavior going on here. We get introduced to that teacher, Janet, who just hates men, and she's just really mean to her students. Brittany is uncharacteristically really acidic in this episode. Quinn is just, she's just intolerable in this episode. Daria's cool, but, that's kind of the point, but I'm gonna go ahead and mark that one as a C. Oh, and we got the next one is Pinch Sitter. Yes. This is an amazing episode. Oh my goodness. It's so good. And if you're a Daria fan, you know it's going to S tier. It's just wildly good. I go back to this episode over and over and over again, because I am full of self-esteem. All right. What do we got next after Pinch Sitter? We have another iconic episode, Too Cute. It's just so good. It's amazing. Oh, man. I don't know who the heck is bankrolling paying for plastic surgery for teenagers back in the 90s. I didn't know that was a thing. I guess maybe I wasn't upper class enough. But yeah, that is going in the S tier because Too Cute is amazing. All right, what do we got next? We have The Big House, Season 1, Episode 10. Not a very memorable one for me. Yeah, I don't know. It does establish that Jake and Helen are kind of putting their feet down, respectively. Foot down, putting your foot down, putting your feet down, plural, grammar. So I can appreciate that, but I don't know. I don't look at this one as one I need to go back and rewatch over and over, so we have another C episode. Road Warrior is next. Oh boy. Yeah, that's a good one. We start to explore, Daria's feelings for Trent. She does some kind of uncharacteristic things here. She changes her wardrobe. Jane implies that she puts on a little bit of makeup, which that's surprising as well. We also get a really good B plot with the popular kids who are going to the same show. And I believe that there's a tiny little C plot or side plot of Jake and Helen getting busy while the kids are away. It's a good episode. I enjoy it. I have some feelings for it, so I think we're going to go ahead and slip that into B. All right, what do we got next? We have The Teachings of Dawn Jake. I really enjoy this one. One of the quotes from this episode that I utilize in daily life, or, I utilize it quite a bit, is sometimes I'll just yell, "'Cause you're a bum! 'Cause you're a lousy bum!" Which is great. So I'm going to have to go ahead and mark that one an A. Oh, and here we go. The Misery Chick, the season finale of Season 1. And this is where we first see the trend that the showrunners utilize for having all of the seasons end on Lucky 13, which I love that detail. I'm sure Daria would approve. And of course, The Misery Chick is a great episode, brings up conversations about mortality and, dealing with death and those feelings as a teenager and how to communicate them to the people you're closest to. So just based off of those kind of concepts. I think I need to put that in A. All right, we made it through season 1. Hooray! And if you're still watching and listening at this point, thanks for sticking with me. I hope you are enjoying this. Please feel free to comment what your favorite or least favorite season 1 episode was. And without further ado, let's go on to season 2, episode 1, Arts and Crafts. I highly enjoy this episode. I love Daria and Jane's statement in this, and we start to get more of an idea, except for the This Year's Model episode, about just how cringe Miss Lee is, and you gotta love how Helen stood up for her daughter in this episode, so we're gonna go ahead and plop that one right into the S tier. You know it's a winner. She couldn't be thinner. You know how the rest goes. Alright, what do we got next? We have the Daria Hunter. This one is great. There's a lot going on in this episode. Wowie. We've got the adults crossing paths with each other. The students crossing paths with each other. We have a crazy subplot with Daria and Jane going on a tourist trap mission on the side. Great storytelling. I really enjoy it a lot, and we get to see one of Brittany's hidden talents in this episode, which is absolutely amazing. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and rate that an A. Alright, what do we have? Ooh, Quinn the Brain, season 2, episode 3. It's fantastic. Oh my goodness. I mean, who doesn't love Daria doing the ultimate, get back at you story where she is like, okay, you want to try to claim my identity, so I'm going to go ahead and try to claim yours. And watching her try to be vapid and utilizing Joey, Jeffy, and Jamie against Quinn to kind of make her snap out of it. So good. I really try to save S tier for the really good stuff, and I was between rating this an S and an A. Oh, you know what? I think it's got to go S tier because just everybody loves that episode. All right. So we go from a really good S tier episode to the episode I don't, and I don't, go back to this episode all the time and think, wow, I have to rewatch this. It's just okay. I did like Daria's date. He was kind of funny how he was just very sarcastic, especially about her soda drinking habits, where he's like, would you like to drink some drain cleaner? It's alright. I'm gonna go ahead and rate it a C. We do get to meet, I think it's Aunt Amy in this episode, and she's great. It's a C for me. Alright, and, okay. So, I'm gonna have to, get controversial. For That Was Then, This Is Dumb, season 2, episode 5. I just don't care about this episode. I just don't care about it. It's not exciting to me. I know Jake and Helen are important in Daria's life, but it's just, I don't need to know that much about their backstory, not to be rude or anything, and the whole, kind of B plot that's happening with the trade show or flea market, swap meet, whatever you want to call it, where you're from. I'm sorry. I have to give it an F. I don't care about it. Feel free to correct me in the comments if you really love it. If it's your favorite, I'm very sorry. Alright, what do we got here? We've got Monster. So we go from F to a very good episode. By the way, which is my best side? I know they're both good. It's so good, so I'm gonna have to rate that one an A. Alright. Oh, then we got The New Kid, season 2, episode 7. Another good one where Daria is really starting to evaluate things about her personality that don't quite mesh with other people, and kind of evaluating, am I perhaps too judgmental? I really enjoy it. I think it's good character building. I think I'll go ahead and rate that one a B. It's good. I don't have that many nostalgic feelings about it, but I can appreciate it for what it is. Then we have Gifted. This is really good, and I see a lot of people, especially in the conversation about a possible Daria reboot happening where it's her and Jody, which should be interesting. I trust that the show writers, have some aces up their sleeve with this. But I love this. It's really great. It's great storytelling with Jake and Helen, as well as Jody's parents, and just watching Jody and Daria interact with each other. So I will go ahead and plop that right in the S tier. There you go. All right, I think I'm being pretty generous with the episodes so far, but feel free to let me know in the comments if I am wrong. You are wrong, woman. Okay, let's see. What do we got here? Ooh, we have Ill. Oh boy, season 2, episode 9. I love this episode. I love it. Definitely, I go back to this one a lot, especially if you had the privilege of getting to watch this episode without the copyrighted music removed when it was originally on MTV. The music in this episode was fantastic. I just love just how the other characters really show their care and regard for each other in this one when Daria proves to be very sick and goes to the hospital. I love it. Love it. That's an S tier right there. Okay. Next we have How the Mighty Have Fallen. We have Fair Enough, season 2, episode 10. I just hate this episode. I don't like it. I'm sorry. I don't like it. I don't even want to waste much time talking about it. I don't like it. It feels so ham-fisted. I don't know. I don't even know if that's a real word. It is a real word. I don't know if that's the right word I'd want to use, but I just don't like it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you're, super into Ren fairs, but just, yeah, I don't rewatch this episode. I mean, I did for the purposes of research for these character videos, but no. Okay, so then we go to See Jane Run. So I really like this episode a lot. I like that it kind of shows that Daria is having this crises about her friend, doing some uncharacteristic things, kind of being a conformist and allowing herself to do some kind of hypocritical things and, calling her friend out on it. But thankfully, Jane does the right thing in the end. So, yeah, I enjoy this episode. So we're going to go ahead and rank that a B. Ooh, and then we have Pierce Me, season 2, episode 12. I always go back to this one with quite a bit of nostalgia as well. So let's go ahead and put that in the A tier. It reminds me of being a teenager in New England. I lived really close by to Providence, Rhode Island, so it reminds me of going to Thayer Street and just thinking I'm a hot you-know-what and just doing lots of stuff in a college neighborhood. So that's kind of what it reminds me of. Okay, then we have the season finale of season 2, Right Where It Hurts. And again, we ended on episode 13. It's pretty good. It shows that Daria has a softer, more sentimental side, and that she really wants to be a writer. So we'll go ahead and mark that a B. We made it through season 2. We are going to go over to season 3, and I would like to remind y'all, you can leave comments in what your favorite or least favorite episodes are for the entire Daria series or per season, and you can let me know if my opinions are dead wrong, or if you agree, or maybe if you're rethinking some of the episodes. But with that, we go to season 3, and we start with the musical Daria. Whew, okay. I don't like it, but it feels really mean to plop this into the D and F tier because they put a lot of work into this, and just because I didn't enjoy it doesn't mean that they didn't really take a creative stretch. I mean, starting off a season with a musical episode, that's a big risk. So just based off of the work put into it, I'm going to go ahead and give it a C. That's fine. I think that's fair. All right, next we have Through a Lens Darkly, where Daria gets some contact lenses and some icky stuff happens with her eyes, and it makes me squeamish doing stuff like touching her eyes and stuff. But I like it. I think it's pretty good. I think the animation is very good in this episode. So we're going to go ahead and put that in B. Next we have Death Takes a... Nope, I'm sorry. The next one that we have is The Old and the Beautiful, Season 3, Episode 3. So the kids are basically, forced to volunteer. They're voluntold to volunteer to make the school look better. And Daria, is having some issues with her self-esteem, and she's trying to kind of improve upon herself as a person, but getting really down on herself. But in the end, she realizes how valuable it is to give back to others. So I think the ending is really lovely. So I will go ahead and put that in an A. Read me another story, dear. You have such a nice voice. All right, what do we have now? No, now we have Depth Takes a Holiday. So this is kind of a weird fantasy, non-canon type episode. So yeah, the musical one, I would not really consider that one to be canon. And this one's definitely really strange. I don't think it can be considered canon, but I love this episode. I think that it's very enjoyable. I like the humor in it. And it's just kooky. I enjoy it. So go ahead and give that one a B. All right, what do we have next? We have Daria Dance Party. It's okay. Maybe just because I didn't really like dances as a kid, but it's just weird because it's like Jane allows herself to be used, basically, and then she lets Quinn take credit for all of her work, and there's like these guys that Daria and Jane are hitting on or something. I don't know. It's odd. I'm gonna go ahead and plop that in the D category. Sorry about it. I don't like rating any of these under C. Again, it's just my opinion, but I'll see if you guys agree with some of these rankings. So we go from Daria Dance Party, and we are going to amp it up to The Lost Girls, Season 3, Episode 6. Oh yes, this is a lot of people's favorite episode, or it is up there. I just love how Daria interacts with Val. The Val, as in Val. She's so edgy. Edgy. There's that word again. It's so great, though, because it really does just, point out. It's another one of these episodes where it just kind of points out how adults were really trying to set the dialogue for teenagers, and how a lot of them just weren't having it and they weren't buying into it. So, yeah, gonna go ahead and plop that into A. Then, after this one, we have It Happened One Nut, where Daria looks to have gotten her first real job after Helen basically forced it upon her, and this one's pretty good. I enjoy it. I hate that Daria has to work alongside Kevin, and Kevin just won't take off that football uniform. There are lots of meta moments in this show where they point out the fact that the characters wear the same things over and over again, which is hilarious. But I love how Jane was trying to look out for Daria in this episode, both with trying to prevent Trent from seeing her in the outfit, as well as trying to, steer the conversation, even though it's a lie, to get Helen to pull her out of there. So I think it's good. I think it's a B quality episode. Sure. What do we got next? Now we have Lane Miserable, or Lane, some people say Lane Miserables, but I think it's supposed to be Lane Miserable. So yeah, I like this one a lot. It's again one of these things where it doesn't seem quite that plausible that all these characters would be together in a scenario like that, but it's upper middle class folk in the same neighborhood. I guess I'd be okay with having, a grown man and a teenage daughter's friend sleeping over, but I enjoy it. I would say just because it's kind of crucial to the storytelling of the path that all these characters are going on. We'll go ahead and put that in B. All right, what do we got next? Oh, we have Jake of Hearts. Oh, this is definitely a core memory moment in the series. Jake has his heart attack, and Daria is trying to find some ways to deal with it, and then you have these annoying radio DJs harassing the students at every turn in the school, probably because, again, Miss Lee is getting some money on the side for doing that. This is great. This is really good familial history that we're seeing here. Love it. That's S tier for sure. Let's see. For shirt? For sure. Yep. This is what you guys are going to deal with. I hope you enjoy it. Feel free to comment if you are hopefully enjoying this. Let's see what we have now. So we have season 3, episode 10, Speed Trapped. So this felt almost Simpson-like or Family Guy-like in the plot. There's just a lot of weird, nonsensical things happening here where I feel like they just wanted to get as crazy as possible. I'm really not a fan of this episode. I find it all to be very unlikely. It just seemed like they were like, hey, let's put them on some sort of wacky adventure that pulls them out of Lawndale, and I'm sorry. I gotta do F tier on that one. Sorry if you guys disagree. I don't enjoy it that much. Again, I always appreciate what the showrunners are trying to do, but I just don't like it. Let's see. So now we have season 3, episode 11, The Lawndale File. Oh, this is so good. It's so good. There's so many wacky things happening. There's people thinking that there's alien abductions. Mr. DiMartino gets dragged away in handcuffs. The fashion club is dressing all like beatniks. We get to see Artie come back from season 1, one of my favorite sub-characters, like side characters. Boy howdy. Yeah, I'll do A. I can't keep doing so many S tiers, right? Like, I'm being very generous. I mean, this whole series is S tier. I'm just taking the time to, evaluate all the little things. So, sorry about it. All right, next we have Just Add Water. And we go from a really good episode to this one is just like, I don't know. Appropriately, the screenshot is of Jane and Daria falling asleep on the couch because they were watching a marathon. It's just weird. It's like Quinn is like on a date with some supermodel. We're seeing the adults having like these quabbles back and forth. I think it was DiMartino has a gambling addiction. It's just weird. Like, why would Daria and Jane be there? Like, they wouldn't willingly agree to this. It's weird. It's really weird. So, I'm sorry. It's a D. It's a D for me. All right. What do we have next? So, we go to season 3, episode 13. So, the season 3 finale, Jane's Edition. So, this one is a very crucial piece of the series here. So this is where Jane meets Tom, as well as Jane and Daria are working on a multimedia class project where Trent agrees to make a piece of music for them, but, Trent procrastinates, so Daria just realizes that, as well as some previous points in the series where she's like, I don't think that this guy is for me, but then she's also having kind of this crisis about potentially losing her friend to a guy. So, that, it's a big moment in their friendship as teenagers. So we're going to go ahead and put that one in A. All right, we're doing it, y'all. We're getting towards the end. We have season 4, episode 1, and make sure to comment and let me know what your favorite or least favorite episodes are, or how close or far off I am from what you like about this show. All right, so we have season 4, episode 1, Partner's Complaint. It's pretty good. On a personal level, I wish that they had, done one of these projects in high school to teach us some real life, applications of economics. But it's good. It's pretty good. Initially, I was going to rank it as C, but I think a B, because this is another one where Daria and Jody are interacting with each other. And I think they just have a very unique friendship, and they both, they reflect good qualities back onto the other person that I don't think they would have experienced without meeting one another and being placed with one another. What do we have now? We have Antisocial Climbers. This one, we get some really sentimental moments between Daria and Jane that a lot of fans look back fondly on. And there's some other good character building. It is one of those weird scenarios where it's like, hey, let's go out on this retreat in the middle of a storm. And there's some weird B-plot with the fashion club and not bringing supplies, or I don't know. I think we could have done without the subplot with the fashion club, but just because of how crucial this conversation is between Daria and Jane, we're going to go ahead and put that in B. Perfect. Okay, what do we have next? We have A Tree Grows in Lawndale. This is a good one. Oh wait, did I skip one? Let's see here. Yeah, we have A Tree Grows in Lawndale. Okay. Let's see here. I got my slides all mixed up. You guys can tell that I am a total pro at this, right? Do. Okay. Let's see if I have that slide here. Whee! Okay. Alright. I don't know where the slide went, but we have A Tree Grows in Lawndale, where Kevin has a really bad injury and he's not sure if he can ever go back to football again, and it causes this existential crisis. There's a weird subplot with the girls thinking that the girls' room is haunted by the spirit of Tommy Sherman. It's a very unique episode. And if we pretended that I had the slide, I would go boop, and I would plop it into the B plot. It's pretty good. I enjoy it. Don't know where my slide went, but that's okay. It disappeared into the abyss. Wow. All right, what do we have next? We have Murder, She Snored. Oh God, it's another non-canonical fantasy episode, which once again, I can appreciate the work that went into this, and it does tell a cohesive story. I don't know. I would have just preferred that the show just stay serialized and not try to do these kind of fantasy, stretches, like creative stretches. That's just my opinion though, but I'm going to go ahead and put that one in C. Okay, next we have The F Word. This is another great episode where Mr. O'Neill wants to teach the kids to try to fail at something, and it causes everybody to go into an existential crisis, including Mr. O'Neill, to which Daria and Jane have to kind of talk him off the ledge. I really enjoy this episode. I think that has a lot of core moments in the show here, so we're gonna put that in the A category. Okay, what do we have next after the F word? We have I Loathe a Parade. This is another great one. We finally see Daria and Tom starting to bond on the side, and we see the fashion club trying to corrupt Daria, which is really weird. They want to volunteer to give her a makeover. It is pretty good. Gonna go ahead and mark that one as a B. Perfect. Okay, what do we have next? We have of human bonding. There's a lot of great parental kid relationship stuff happening in this episode. Stuff and things. Turning into a teenager again. Isn't it magical, you guys? It's so magical. Okay, so this one, I think that's a solid B right there. Sure, why not? Okay, next we have psychotherapy. Oh, this is a good one. We see the family resolving a lot of things with each other in this episode. It's between A and S for me, you guys. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Sure, let's go ahead and mark that one in A. I love it, especially how Quinn takes to hypnotherapy is hilarious in that one. It's great. All right, Mart of Darkness. Okay, so this one, it just, it's unusual. I don't know. It's just kind of odd to have everybody, just happen to be stuck in this store just for the sake of it. I do like how Mr. O'Neill was trying to stick up for Kevin's future in this one with Kevin's dad, and we have that really cool moment with Andrea in this one. Andrea the goth girl, where she didn't really have much else to do in the series yet, but she has a great moment in this one. I'll go ahead and mark it as a C. Sure. Okay, what else do we have? We have Groped by an Angel. Okay. Let's see here. Groped by an Angel. This one has some pretty existential questions about faith and about fate and about, contemplating, again, more contemplation about mortality and such. Yeah. Okay, we'll go ahead and mark it as a C. Sure. Okay, what else do we have? Oh, we did skip one. I apologize. So that last one, Groped by an Angel, that was season 4, episode 11. Now we're going to do, we're going to go back a little bit. We're going to backtrack. We're going to go to season 4, episode 10, Legends of the Mall, another anthology episode. However, with this one, they found a way to do this creative, kind of anthology storytelling while fitting it into a canonical plot, which I really enjoyed the storytelling in this episode, where it shows these characters telling these, you live somewhere and there's always these urban legends that everybody passes down. So this is them participating in that time-honored tradition. I love it. So, I'm going to plop that one in B. I enjoy it. Okay, next we have Fire, season 4, episode 12. Fire. So this is where Daria's really starting to have a crisis. She's starting to like her best friend's boyfriend, and it's getting weird. But then, the family has to deal with this other situation that makes things more complicated, where their house, almost catches on fire. So they have to be put into this kind of foreign environment. So, yeah, it's a pretty strong episode. So I will go ahead and mark that as a B. And now we have the season finale of season 4. We have episode 13, Die, Die, My Darling. Oh boy, yeah. This is an S tier episode if I have ever seen one, so we're gonna go ahead and drag that up to S. The lady or the tiger? Turns out you were a little of both. So good. All right. How's everyone doing? Do you need a stretch break? Go get some water. I am going to drink some water myself because I'm sure I sound nice and croaky. Oh, yeah. So I appreciate you guys sticking by. So we're going to go ahead and start with, well, actually, you know what? We have to talk about a movie here. So between season 4 and season 5, we had the film Is It Fall Yet? And this is definitely canonical to the entire story. There's some really important stuff happening here. Yeah, let's see. I was trying to determine if I wanted to make this S or A tier, but I realized as well that when people rewatch the entire series of Daria, that not everybody has the availability to see the movies, which... I don't like that. I mean, there's some core stuff happening in these movies, and then not everybody can see them unless they go out of their way to do so. So I would love to rate this S tier, but because of the limitations of being able to access the story, I'll just go ahead and mark it as an A. Okay, what's next here? Now we have season 5. Episode 1. We are on the last season. So sad. All right, we have Phys Ed. And yes, I love this episode. I go back to it all the time. Drink Ultra Cola till your pants get tight. Love it. So good. S tier. S is for soda. S is for S tier. Very good episode. I enjoy it a lot. Next, we have Sappy Anniversary. The bangers just keep coming. So this is great. This is Daria, once again, realizing that she's human, exploring her feelings, kind of exploring how sentimental that she is as a person in a relationship as a young teenager. So we're going to go ahead and plop that into A. Nice. All right. Next, we have Fat Like Me. It's a fashion club episode, but this one's really good. This shows, that, Quinn and Sandy, they really have strong feelings for each other as friends. Quinn could have just as easily left Sandy in the dust. Instead, she took the time to help her to re-achieve her hierarchy of popularity in Lawndale. So I think it's sweet, and I think it's funny that she's yelling at her. She's like, "Swim, you cow!" So sure, let's mark that a B. Oh, that's so nice. Okay, what do we have? Now we have Camp Fear. It's another one where it's like, was this truly necessary? Was it really? It's just weird. I just feel like it wasn't necessary. Like, why? Why is it like, oh, Daria and Quinn are going to a reunion for a summer camp, and now Jane and Trent are gonna go to like some weird general store and eat like plastic cheese sandwiches. It's weird. I don't like it. It's a D for me. Sorry. Okay. Fortunately, we're getting back up there in quality now, because now we have the story of D. This is where Daria submits a story to a publication, and really puts herself out there, which is fantastic. We should always be trying to improve as people. So I think this is a good B grade. As a writer, I can understand that feeling of rejection. My husband and I are both writers. So sometimes you gotta just be like, sometimes you gotta be like Marty McFly's dad, George, and you just have to put your mind to it and accomplish anything. Okay, what do we have now? Now we have Lucky Strike. Okay, so there's just a lot of weird things happening in this episode. We do finally have Quinn admitting out loud that Daria is her sister, even though that's been retconned so many times. So that's a nice sentimental moment. But, why would Daria agree to be teaching a class without being paid for it? I'm sure she has some sort of moral regard that she wouldn't, the teachers deserve to be paid. She would realize that. I don't know. It's a C for me on that one. So what do we have next? We have Artburn. All right. Oh, the naming gazebo, you guys. The naming gazebo. This one's good. I enjoy it. I think that it's some good Lane family storytelling. So let's go ahead and plop that into B. Okay. Now we have 1J at a time. Not very memorable for me, really. I think that it's just, it's Quinn and Daria, it's like a competition of who's more mature or anything, and then Quinn is trying to figure herself out, but going about it the wrong way, but it's just, it's a C. That's the best I can say, is that it's a C. Let's get that in order, because that will drive me crazy. All right. What do we have now? We have Life in the Past Lane, where Jane is going out with the weird 1950s era guy, the zoot suit guy. It's pretty alright. Again, it's not like a memorable one for me. It just shows that there's a lot of points in this series where Jane can be very sponge-like, where she takes on some qualities that she otherwise would look outside of herself and be like, oh, who is that person and why is she doing that? Or who is this person and why is she doing that? So I'll go ahead and mark that one as a C. Then we have Ant Nauseum. Again, another one where it's like, was this truly necessary? I know family plays a big part in teenagers' lives and everything, but ultimately the relationship of the aunts, does it really impact everybody that much? I mean, I know that it was mostly about Quinn being like, oh, do you think that we'll be like that someday? And, it gets Daria a little sentimental, or maybe she just wanted Quinn to shut up, so she was helping out, but that's a C for me again. Okay. I know that these last few episodes have been a little ho-hum, a little harsh, but we're getting to the really good ones again, you guys, because now we have Prize Fighters, Season 5, Episode 11. Just love this one. Oh, it's this really weird character interaction that we've got with Daria and Jody and Upchuck, and just, exploring your morals, exploring who you are as a person, and what kind of values you set for yourself, So I really enjoy that one. That one is A. Then next, we have My Night at Daria's. As a teenager, you have those, most of the time it's like, oh, should I have sex at a certain age? When should I? Who should I give myself to? Am I ready for that yet? All of these existential questions that we have when we are growing up. And then Daria is part of the rumor mill for once, which is very interesting to watch. I love it. That is A tier right there. And now we come to the series finale, season 5, episode 13, Lucky 13, Boxing Daria. So not only do we end a season once again on a 13th episode, but we end with an absolute masterpiece. It hits all the notes. It's so brilliant. It's so sentimental. It's emotional. God, I love it. If anything deserves to be S tier, Boxing Daria definitely is S tier. And I know that season 5, episode 13 is the series finale, but canonically, I suppose, the movie isn't college yet. That would qualify as the series finale, because a lot of really important things are happening here. So I would love to do S tier for this, because they did a great job of wrapping up the story, at least for this series, if we do get a reboot. But again, because of the more limited availability, I would have to rate it an A. So here we go. Here are all of the episodes. Quite a few S, quite a few A, lots of B's, good amount of C's, but you know, we have a few that are D's and F's, at least for me. So if you all would love to let me know what you think of my rankings here, let me know what your favorite and least favorite episodes of Daria are, or if you haven't seen the show yet, or if you've just started rewatching it on Paramount Plus, or if you bought the series on DVD, or what have you. Just comment if you would be so kind as to hit like and subscribe and share. I would appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. La 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 la.